This is not MsMojo's best quote race. Wait, no, it totally is. Welcome to MsMojo. My name is Sam, host of MsMojo's Drag Race Recap, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 funniest RuPaul's Drag Race quotes.
Your makeup is terrible.
For this list, we'll be looking at the most hilarious and quotable lines from the reality competition series. Even though Ru and the judges have had some highly quotable moments, we're only looking at remarks from the competing queens.
Look over there.
Where?
Number 20, High Empress to the Yeti Folk. Heidi N. Closet, Season 12. Heidi N. Closet, a small-town queen from Ramseur, North Carolina, left a huge impression on Season 12 of RuPaul's Drag Race, mostly due to her charming and hilarious personality.
How are ya?
I'm blessed and highly favored.
From her expert teeth whistling to trying out various different names, including Heidi Ho and Heidi Aphrodite, she didn't have to try hard at all to make the audience laugh.
Maybe she's not the trait of the season. Ooh, what if I'm the trait of the season?
One of her best lines was from the Frozen Eleganza look when she revealed the story behind her runway.
Because, you know, she's the high empress to the Yeti folk. She's on her way down to the ski resort and she's hoping to find her a husband.
Oh my god, this one killed me when I watched it. It just entirely hilarious. Looking to find herself a husband. Heidi, I love you. You just can't make this stuff up. Heidi N. Closet made us all feel blessed and highly favored. Number 19, absolutely. Gia Gunn, Season 6.
Absolutely.
How is she though? Gia Gunn, that is. The sassy Season 6 queen was silly and sometimes even a little ditzy. She even asked, "What's a Tony?" before the Tony Awards runway. Honestly, it creates some laugh-inducing moments, especially in the confessionals where it feels like she's actually talking to the viewer. Her signature saying, "Absolutely," can be used as a response to, well, anything really.
Absolutely.
Even on the runway after receiving critiques, Gia still uses her iconic line. Whether intentional or not, it's pretty funny when you realize just how often she says it. Gia just wants to feel her oats. Let her feel her oats.
I'm feeling my oats. Let me feel my oats.
Number 18, water off a duck's back. Jinx Monsoon, Season 5.
When you're dealing with people judging what you do, you just have to let it roll off like water off a duck's back.
The Season 5 winner of RuPaul's Drag Race came off as a genuinely kind, silly, and above all else, talented queen. It was kind of a no-brainer that she did so well, since she was incredibly well-rounded and unique. One thing she's known for is the personal mantra she has for herself.
Jinx, are you all right?
Oh, yeah. I'm just saying water off a duck's back to myself before my critiques.
That's a great mantra.
Jinx said, when you're dealing with people judging what you do, you just have to let it roll off like water off a duck's back. During the competition, she repeated this phrase so often that it became equally funny and endearing.
Water off a duck's back. Water off a duck's back.
Number 17, no tea, no shade. Jasmine Masters, Season 7. She is Jasmine Masters and she's got something to say. Even though her time on Season 7 was short, she certainly stayed long enough to create some quotable moments that many people, whether fans of the show or not, have probably heard in some capacity. One of the best and probably most well-known is, no tea, no shade, no pink lemonade. Ever heard of spilling the tea? Well, with Miss Masters, it may be more accurate to say you're spilling the lemonade.
No tea, no shade, no pink lemonade, but looking at some of these queens, I'm thinking, Ru, you don't want to see these girls up in here naked. I know you don't.
Spilling the tea is an historic phrase mainly used in the drag community, but with the addition of pink lemonade, Jasmine made it her own silly saying and helped bring it to everyone's lingo. Number 16, Hanny. Stacey Lane Matthews, Season 3.
These conniving bitches are talking about my sister, honey.
Stacey Lane Matthews, a contestant on the third RuPaul's Drag Race season, was overflowing with all the southern sass she could possess. One of her sayings when referencing the other queens is honey, but her drawl makes it sound more like Hanny.
And so, of course, I'm gonna go tell her, honey.
This charming twang has permeated into the community, and many queens and fans alike say it like she does. Even Mama Ru herself uses it. It seems like a southern accent can add some charm to anything, doesn't it? The Stacey Lane Matthews quote from Season 3 was so great that it was incorporated into a main challenge of All Stars Season 4.
I'm gonna go tell her, honey.
Hanny is in the house. Hanny.
Number 15, Choices. Tatiana, All Stars Season 2.
We all make choices, but that was a choice.
Arguably one of the most improved queens between her original Season 2 debut and her iconic appearance on All Stars 2, Tatiana definitely made an impact on the culture of the show. She had memorable catchphrases like "thank you" and that time she said "Tyra is a complete bitch," but her All Stars catchphrase of "choices" takes the cake as the funniest.
Choices.
She even made a commercial during one of the challenges using the phrase to her advantage.
Wearing chartreuse doesn't work for everybody. Choices.
Her calm, matter-of-fact attitude makes it all the better. Let's just say she made some pretty good choices on the show. I see you commenting choices every time we make a pick on our list that you don't like. I see you. Number 14, how orange you look. Alyssa Edwards, Season 5. Of course, this list wouldn't be complete without some Alyssa Edwards, right? Naturally, most of her quotes are directed at her then ex-friend Coco Montrese, who swiped the Miss Gay America crown from her, backstabbing her in her back. They had quite a few arguments throughout Season 5, but one of the most infamous and hilarious is when they're doing their makeup next to one another and start making shady comments. Obviously, the situation escalated quickly when Alyssa called Coco out for her distinctly orange mug.
Girl, look how orange you f***ing look, girl.
Not only do they both look a little ridiculous, it's impossible not to laugh at the entire scenario.
I'm joking.
Oh, now I'm not joking, bitch.
Number 13, facts are facts. Monique Hart, Season 10.
No shade. Facts are facts.
Miss Monique Hart, the brown cow stunning queen from Season 10 of RuPaul's Drag Race, had hilarious quotes and moments galore. Often during the confessionals, she would talk directly to the audience, even addressing America when she was speaking.
She's gonna give you the ooh-ah sensation, honey.
One of the funniest examples of this is when she asserts, "Facts are facts, America," which sounds redundant, but is honestly just silly and kinda true. The lovable queen kept it real throughout the season, which generally made for more heartwarming and downright awesome moments. Undeniably, she was
Very bad.
America, so take note. Number 12, sickening. Shangela, Season 3.
I don't have a sugar daddy, sweetheart. Everything that I've had, I've worked for.
This untucked moment from Season 3 of RuPaul's Drag Race is infamously well known, and for good reason. Two contestants, Shangela and Mimi I'm First, get into a heated debate about their drag, which results in personal attacks. Mimi, very absurdly, accuses Shangela of having a sugar daddy, which Shangela does not take lightly.
I don't have a sugar daddy. I've never had a sugar daddy. If I wanted a sugar daddy, yes, I probably could go out and get one because I am what? Sickening. You could never have a sugar daddy because you are not that kind of girl.
The absolutely ridiculous behavior of Mimi followed by Shangela's rant were pretty funny, but it's near impossible not to laugh when Shangela throws her drink at Mimi.
Baby, everything I've had, I've worked for and I've gotten myself. I built myself from the ground up. No, you bitch! Hey, no.
Moral of the story? Don't falsely accuse someone of having a sugar daddy unless you're ready for the backlash. Number 11, walking children in nature. Tammy Brown, Season 1. We're not going to deny that Season 1 was, well, interesting to say the least. The show has definitely evolved since then and grown into what it is now. That being said, there were a few very entertaining individuals on the series' premiere season, including Tammy Brown. Eccentric and a little weird, there's no doubt she helped to make the season wild from start to finish.
Are you like this 24 hours a day?
I'm a high concept character. In the 7th grade, they said, "You're crazy." I said, "Okay, I like that. Crazy sticks to me." Like ribs.
Specifically, at the reunion, Tammy Brown came for none other than the queen of drag queens herself, RuPaul. Even though it's a bit tense, the comment is bizarrely hilarious, mostly due to the fact that it makes no sense.
Yes, you both call me losers. And I don't see you out there walking children in nature.
I never called you
You're not a loser.
No.
If that wasn't enough, she gave us an equally ridiculous and iconic line in All Stars 1.
Well, come on, Teletubby. Teleport us to Mars.
You gotta admit, she's a character. Number 10, your tone seems very pointed. Willem, Season 4. In an argument between Season 4 contestants Fifi O'Hara and Willem, Fifi mostly just yelled at Willem because she didn't like her and thought she had no talent.
You don't have any talent. This is a show for talented people.
Also, she didn't take well to the fact that Willem called her out in front of the other queens.
You should not be here.
Safe to say, these two weren't close, but it all came to a head when Willem delivered the line,
"Your tone seems very pointed right now."
This moment was hilarious, because Fifi was so fired up and impassioned, but Willem did not care at all. Honestly, I love this moment. It's turned into like the gay version of cool story, bro. Number 9, very attacked. Laganja Estranja, Season 6. Oh, Laganja. Miss Laganja Estranja of Season 6 had some memorably hilarious moments for sure.
Come on, Season 6, let's get sickening! Yeah.
Whether it was one of her various meltdowns or her entire comedy challenge, they're hard to forget. She's an intense individual, to say the least, and was very quick to get upset on her season.
This was my moment. It isn't a joke to me. This is real, and this is my life, and this is something I've waited 24 years for.
The most hilarious in particular is when Adore Delano, who was friends with her before the season, said she was acting differently for the camera. When the other queens agreed, Ganja blew up, screaming,
I feel very attacked!
Her giant pink hairdo and intense demeanor made the moment much funnier than it should have been. To be fair, if Adore Delano ever said anything negative about me, I would probably die. Number 8, go back to Party City. Fifi O'Hara, Season 4.
You're an adult. You could have came up to me and said, you know what, I don't want to do this.
I was being realistic.
Realistic was bullshit because I picked out a character for you to sit there and do, and you did it great.
This classic line from Season 4 is on this list for just that reason. It's a classic. Every Drag Race fan knows it since it's pretty much gone down in infamy. The funny part about it is that Fifi meant for this comment to be shady towards Sharon Needles. Though it's kinda hard to argue with Sharon's style, albeit quirky and spooky, since she ended up being the winner of Season 4. Obviously, Fifi and Sharon didn't have a great relationship, but this particular comment is funny because Fifi was trying to turn Sharon's uniqueness into a bad thing.
Tired ass showgirl.
Showgirl, at least I am a showgirl, bitch! Go back to Party City where you belong!
We all know that, along with charisma, nerve, and talent, uniqueness is essential to be crowned victorious. Number 7, I Am From Chicago. Mystique Summers, Season 2. The fights between queens on RuPaul's Drag Race almost always devolve into shouting matches, and this was certainly the case for the throwdown between Morgan McMichaels and Mystique Summers. Don't come for a queen's mug if she's from Chicago, right? Well, that's what Mystique thought anyway. Morgan was critiquing her look when Mystique finally snapped.
Bitch, I am from Chicago!
It's a funny moment because she says it with such conviction, you just have to appreciate it. But a close second to this would have to be her two-piece and a biscuit catchphrase that started during her casting.
That two-piece and a biscuit can give you hips and curves and everything else.
Number 6, you look like Linda Evangelista. Aja, Season 9.
Fan favorite? Yeah, great. Like, you have a lot of fans, your fans love you. But is it fan favorite or is it congeniality?
If it's fan favorite, then I guess she deserves it.
On Season 9 of RuPaul's Drag Race, one of the most notable moments occurs when Aja mocks Valentina, who wasn't even coming for her. Frankly, it was pretty much a temper tantrum on her part because she was pissed at the judges for always adoring Valentina's looks. When another queen asks Valentina what her critiques were for the runway, Aja cuts her off, mimicking the judges, saying,
You're perfect, you're beautiful, you look like Linda Evangelista, you're a model.
While somewhat unwarranted, Valentina didn't do anything to Aja specifically, so it was kind of silly to see how strongly Aja reacted. And you know what? I'm Team Valentina for this one. I mean, we can all learn a little something from this queen about living our fantasy. Number 5, the shade of it all. Latrice Royale, Season 4. Let's face it, Latrice Royale is one quotable queen, often using her humorous personality and wit to her advantage.
Good God, get a grip, girl.
Whether it be Jesus is a biscuit or what have you, she's one fierce queen in competition and tongue.
Latrice, can you take us to church?
Whoa, Jesus is a biscuit. Ah, Jesus is a biscuit.
Another queen who rocks the confessionals, Latrice is great. One of our favorite comical moments is in the Season 4 debut when she whips out her fan and comments on the shade of it all.
Girl, the shade of it all.
We knew right from the get-go that Miss Royale would not only be a strong contender, but also a funny one at that. Number 4, back rolls, Alyssa Edwards, Season 5. Naturally, Alyssa Edwards has to make another appearance on this list. Some may even say she's the funniest queen of all time. Though that is subjective, it's hard to deny that she had some seriously hilarious moments on Season 5 of RuPaul's Drag Race.
Girl, you had rolls all over the place in the back. It was disgusting.
Whether it's a result of her oblivion or incredulity, the way she says back rolls after Jade comments on them is wildly funny.
Back rolls?
And if this wasn't enough, we got another legendary gif out of the moment from Coco Montrese as she seemed to revel in Jade's shade.
Get her, Jade.
Number 3, RuPaul's Best Friend Race. LaShawn Beyond, Season 4.
Exactly, I'm not here to make best buddies, bitch.
We've all heard the old saying, this is not RuPaul's Best Friend Race. Well, that iconic line was coined in Season 4 by contestant LaShawn Beyond. When discussing makeup, sewing, and other skills essential to Drag Race, LaShawn told Jiggly Caliente that it's not a best friend race, so she didn't mind telling the other queens off. Needless to say, this created a bit of tension, though she seemed to make a good point in the moment.
This is not RuPaul's Best Friend Race.
The quote she coined has been used time and time again, and is more often than not absolutely hilarious when queens bring it back. Number 2, Not Today, Satan, Bianca Del Rio, Season 6. Bianca Del Rio, on this list? Duh. Her crass, borderline abrasive humor has been known to be dry and dark, making her an amazingly entertaining contestant for the show. On season 6, there were numerous examples of Bianca's wit at work, including her knee-slapping impersonation of Judge Judy for the Snatch Game.
Baloney! Baloney, sir!
But one of the funniest and most memorable moments came in a confessional, when she responded to comments made by another queen.
Not today, Satan. Not today.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Rigamoris, Alyssa Edwards, All-Stars Season 2. Because does anybody actually know how to pronounce rigor mortis?
If y'all send me home, it was rigged.
Rigor Morris, girl. It was Rigor Morris, girl.
Who's Morris?
Gross, Thorgy Thor, All-Stars Season 3. Because who wouldn't respond to being eliminated in that way?
The person I've chosen to send home is Thorgy.
Oh, Jesus. Gross.
Party, Adore Delano, Season 6. Because who doesn't love to party?
De-la for short, duh for shorter, Miss Cram if you're nasty.
Party!
Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. And don't forget to check out our Drag Race recap every Saturday morning the day after the show airs. Number 1, Miss Vanjie, Vanessa Vanjie Mateo, Season 10.
Miss Vanjie. Miss Vanjie. Miss Vanjie.
Anyone who watches our recap knew that Miss Vanessa Vanjie Mateo had to be our number 1 pick.
MsMojo.
Exit lines aren't really something to laugh at, due to the fact that a queen's departure is generally sad. However, this was definitely not the case for the first queen eliminated from Season 10. After her lip sync, she repeated Miss Vanjie 3 times, leaving a hilarious impression on all the queens.
Vanessa may be gone, but Vanjie lives on, honey. Vanjie!
The quote was used for the rest of the season, and even Mama RuPaul made a few jokes and doubled over in laughter because of the hilarious line.
Miss Vanjie. Miss Vanjie. Miss Vanjie.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos. Also, don't forget to check out MsMojo's Drag Race recap, airing every Saturday morning the day after the episode.